Good evening, everyone. This is Donald again. It is late Friday night or early Saturday morning. I'm back with another one of my late night recording forays. I hope you're having a great or had a great Friday and a great week. My Friday was relatively chill. As I told everyone in my last podcast, it was a busy week with the interview on Wednesday. I've been just trying to decompress. So I got a couple of workouts in today at the house, did a little bit of cooking, watched some TV, played video games. Pretty straightforward day, so I enjoyed it. I'm back with another recording. Like I said on my last one, I came up with an idea that I thought would be cool to try out. The idea I came up with was to make this recording a little bit more interactive. What do I mean? Well, when I record these things, sometimes I'm talking and I'll ask questions, but usually they're kind of interspersed with the topic I'm talking about. Well, I decided let's make this interactive by asking the question up front. Whoever's reading it on Facebook when I post it there, or if they happen to see on YouTube, the question will be posted in the description. And I just want people who are listening or who happen to see my post to just answer the question. I'd love to hear your thoughts, right? We're all looking for things to do. So, hey, just throw out some questions out there. And I'm going to probably do this a little bit more as I move on with different questions, just to get people's thoughts as we go along and, give people something to do. So today's question is, what are you missing during this lockdown? Now, let me clarify the question in the sense that what you are missing may not be necessarily the first thing you do once the lockdown ends. I've seen people ask questions on Facebook about what's the first thing you're going to do once the lockdown is over. And people will talk about the food they're going to get, things they're going to do, etc. And if that's the case for you, great. But, for everyone, that might not be the case. There might be some simple things that you love to do, but it might not be the first thing you'll do once this lockdown's over. So, again, the question is, what are you missing during this lockdown? And feel free to comment away on my Facebook page if you're one of my friends, or if you happen to see this on YouTube, feel free to comment. I'd love to hear from you. For me, I'm going to give you two answers and some explanation of what I've been missing during the lockdown. Item number one I've been missing is the simple ability to just go outside and walk around and get some air. Whether it's around the neighborhood, walking around the hiking trail, or near the beach. I like walking. I like the fresh air. That's a guilty pleasure, simple pleasure, whatever you want to call it. I like taking deep breaths. I like just getting out there. I find that especially with some cool air, not necessarily when it's 80, 90 degrees, but cool air relaxes me a lot. And I learned that probably during the time I was taking care of my mom. In the prior years, as her dementia kicked in and her health sort of declined a little bit over time, one of the things I did with my mom a lot, and some people who ran into me sometimes, would see me walking my mom around a lot. I would be walking around the mall, take her to ball games and stuff. But I would also, if we weren't going out to do those things, I would take her around their neighborhood where my mom was living at the time. Would just take her around the neighborhood for about 15, 20 minutes just to move her legs a little bit and get some air for her, because, seniors sometimes don't get out as much, and, not getting fresh air is a bit of a detriment to the health. So now that my mom's passed, I still do it for myself because, right, I get plenty of other exercise between basketball and stuff most of the time. But the simple matter of walking actually is, I find it very doubly beneficial. You get some exercise. We do 20, 30 minutes of just walking. But the fresh air is one of the little simple things that I like. And unfortunately, I'm missing a lot at this point. I'm lucky I have a backyard at my house, so I can go outside to the backyard, get some air for a little bit. Lately, I mentioned in other podcasts, I'll do a little bit of walking in the backyard, or maybe do some jumping jacks and stuff just to get some sunlight, get some air. So I'm, not 100% missing it, but I wish I could do a little bit more. So that's item number one. What's item number two? Well, number two is getting out and socializing. Now, you might think, I think a lot of people are missing that, right? And I'm saying, yeah, I think so. But when most people think about the socializing aspect, it's, getting together with friends for lunch or dinner, going to happy hour, those kind of things. And yeah, I miss those too, to be honest. But for me, one of the little simple pleasures, again, that I miss is doing my normal thing, whether it's, going out for a walk, and maybe running into people, friends and stuff, either at the mall or somewhere. Or I'm officiating basketball, CYO, a high school, adult league, or tournaments, and running into parents, players, people I know. Officiating and basketball, I've always said, right, for basketball, when I play, nice exercise, but it's also a social thing because I like talking to people. For officiating, it's exercise. It's also money because I make it, but it's also social, right? Because I get to talk to people, whether it's players, coaches, I know, fans, or even fellow referees that I get along with really well. I like talking to people. Ask anybody that works with me. I talk a lot. And if you're listening to this, you probably already know. So I actually miss that aspect more than just the simple matter of talking to friends because, while we can't get together during this lockdown, I'm actually, a lot of people are doing Zoom, so I've been talking to friends on the phone, so that part hasn't been that bad. It's just getting around trying to do other stuff that I normally would do. Those are simple pleasures that I actually miss a lot, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to it at some point. So those are my two things. I'll share one last, maybe two other things. The first thing is you may be surprised that I didn't mention basketball. And I'll say this, I'm a little surprised as well because I thought I would be missing basketball a lot more than I have. Basketball is a love for me, but surprisingly, it's been almost 2 months now since I played my last game. I think it was March 9th, and I'm not missing it a whole lot. So I don't know what that means, but maybe I just have basketball in a better perspective versus maybe even later last year, where, basketball is a great part of my identity. Maybe there's some maturity, who knows? But I'm not missing it as much as I thought I would. I'll definitely get back into it when we're able to. But at this point, I'm okay with it. I've kept busy with other stuff and, other friends and whatnot. So I think I'm all right without basketball. People may find that surprising, but that's the truth. The other thing I'm going to work on is, you can't see it because I'm not showing the video of myself. This is purely an audio thing. I'm actually staring at my phone right now, and I have a timer running. Based on what the timer says, I'm at this recording, I've done it for about 7 minutes, 45 seconds, give or take. One of the things I'm going to work on for this and future recordings is put myself on a bit of a time limit. Yesterday I recorded my thing and I had a lot to talk about, and I went on for like 30 minutes. If anyone actually listened to it for a full 30 minutes, well, thank you. Wasn't intending to be for that long, but I wasn't going to go try and edit it. But for these recordings, I'll try to keep it a little shorter, keep it abbreviated so people, can listen, get in and get out, and do what they want to do. But if there's things to talk about, maybe I'll go longer. But for today, I wanted to keep it a little bit shorter. So in any case, I will wrap here. Again, the question is, what are you missing during this lockout? Let me know in the comments. If there's any other questions you think you might want me to kind of suggest, let me know also in the comments. I'll come up with some other ideas. Maybe I might do it daily, since if I keep it short, it'll be a lot easier to record rather than go 30 minutes at a time. So let me know what you think, and I look forward to hearing what people think about the stuff they've been missing during the lockdown. All right, folks, have a great Saturday and Sunday. Enjoy the weekend, and but I may be back tomorrow with another question. Everyone have a good one, and talk to you soon. Bye now.